I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Amy.
Let's discuss.
Hey, welcome to, I think this is episode 6.
Yeah, congrats if you've made it to this episode.
Yeah, and please, share our podcast with your friends if you're enjoying it.
Spread the love.
We're still new and we need more love. The numbers are growing, which is great, but, it's just like a little grassroots campaign that we have going on here. So it's building slowly, but we appreciate
but surely.
you.
We do. Hi, I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Amy, and we're on Patreon. Please check out our Patreon. The link will be here on the screen because of our amazing editor. And for a low price of $5 a month membership for our account, you're going to get access to our couch karaoke videos.
So professional and well done.
Amazing singing by us. And also some extra food reviews and some other behind the scenes footage that we'll add from time to time. So check us out, and thanks for your support.
We
got to do sound of the day.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
3.
Ooh. Similar.
Yours is more of a let out.
Yeah. Mine was kind of like a little sigh of relief because I got a lot of unpleasant things done, one of which was repairing the refrigerator. But just as we were about to start this, I made this repair to the refrigerator by myself using YouTube and my just, God-given talents. And I thought I fixed it, but I just heard the refrigerator make the sound again. So maybe I didn't fix it. So I don't know why I had a sigh of relief, but that was my sound anyway.
At least it's like not yesterday. So it's just a little bit of relief.
Yesterday was horrible because as I was trying to fix the refrigerator, our dog Ruby, who is 65 pounds, just so you know, started dripping diarrhea from her butt all over the house.
I know. I was like about to take a nap, all curled up in my bed, no pants on. My mom like busts open the door and she's like, "I need you to help me." And I was like,
I need your help.
Oh shit, okay. And so I got up and I took my dog to the park as her ass dripped along the sidewalk.
It was just crazy because I literally had taken all the food out of the refrigerator and unplugged it and taken all the screws out to open it up to replace this piece. And that's when my dog started pooing all over the floor. I'm like, great. Right. Who needs groceries? Whatever. Okay, that was my day yesterday.
Yeah. Mine was like It's like, I don't know. I have a job interview later today, which I've never really done before. So happy about that. Just had coffee with a friend, or matcha with a friend. That was great. So yeah, that's how I'm doing.
Okay.
For
food
snacks
review
of the day, we don't have anything crazy.
Well, we're leaving town on Friday, and so we are not really buying a ton of groceries. Mm-hmm. But I did pick this up.
Bubbly Super Mario Galaxy
movie.
Dragon Fruit Stardust.
Yeah.
Water.
I think it's pineapple dragon fruit flavor.
And with other natural flavors.
It's
not sponsored by Bubbly.
But I like bubbly water.
Ooh, get that.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I think I like it more than LaCroix. I feel like it's more flavorful, more fruity.
Let's see.
It's fruitier.
Cheers.
Cheers. Smells good.
That is yummy. This is like, if I was at the beach, I'd want one of these. Or like sitting next to a pool and it's like hot outside. This is what I want.
It's like the poor girl's pina colada.
No, exactly. It's like a pina colada with no calories in it.
Yeah. And no alcohol.
Yeah, I approve. And then for mine,
I like that.
I'm still hungry, so I actually wanted a snack. My mom was like, "Why would you want this together?" But I have olives and just regular potato chips in a bowl together. And then I also have some Trader Joe's seaweed. And these olives are from Trader Joe's too. So there you have it. There's my snack.
I am not eating a snack. I'm just enjoying this delicious bubbly beverage because I made myself a really big breakfast.
What do you have?
I went all nuts because I was gonna stop because I had to drive across town for an appointment, and then on the way back I was so hungry and I really considered stopping to get something, but I was like, you know what? Ran to the store and I grabbed a couple things, this bubbly water. that I needed for our trip. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try to eat what we have at home because we're leaving town. And I made a scramble with spinach, bell pepper, cheese, and mushrooms. Trying to use up all the fresh produce that we have in the fridge before we go out of town. And
That
then
sounds delish.
it was really good. And I had like sauce, had it with salsa, a little scoop of cottage cheese, trying to be like, yay, protein, and a piece of sourdough toast. And I'm not kidding. It was like I was eating in a restaurant, except for I had
She
to do
was
the dishes and
feasting.
do the cooking as well as the eating. It was good. It was a good breakfast.
Yeah.
As we used to call it when you were little. Remember what I always say?
What?
Do you want to have big breakfast?
Oh, big breakfast. Either that or like the movie dinner. And it'd be like a cupcake tray. And then you just fill the little like holes for the cupcakes with different snacks. And we just called it dinner.
Yeah, I actually got that idea from my friend Laura that I grew up with. She lives in Denver area. But she used to do that for her kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. Because then you could just sit with your little tray in front of TV and it would be,
I still wanna do
pretty
that.
tidy. And I'd put like little goldfish, some pieces of fruit.
Cuts of cheese sticks.
Oh, yeah, I'd cut up cheese. Like I got hot dogs or like
M&Ms, things like
anything
that,
that you could
yeah.
just eat little finger foods and try to make it like
You put,
relatively
fries
healthy.
and tater tots in there.
Yeah, it was like so for those of you who have little kids, that's a great way to
Yeah.
make dinner fun and your kids will actually eat the food. Like they'll clean their plates because they're not even thinking about it. They're just mindlessly snacking, which is what we want to teach our kids to do. Mindlessly snack.
Bye, I'm
No,
done.
don't. Okay. That's probably like my biggest food vice is that I love to just mindlessly eat while I'm watching TV.
I know. It's like how Liv Schmidt is like. Do you know who Liv Schmidt is, Mom?
No, I do not.
She's like this model and influencer, but her whole thing is like being skinny, and she'll be like,
Being skinny?
yeah, like that's like her whole brand, and she has like a group chat. for it, like,
Yeah,
her
me
whole-
too.
I know, right? And the thing is like whatever, like, and she's like, I don't know, she's very controversial on the internet, but she's like, you can't just like graze like a cow or like a pig, like you fucking oink oink pig, and it's like, yo, chill out. And the only reason why I'm like chill out is because I graze.
I love
freaking
it.
graze.
I love it.
Sorry, Liv Schmidt. Like,
Like one of my favorite things to do is I have an obsession with popcorn. We are going to get to the topic. I have an
promise.
obsession with popcorn, and I will make popcorn fresh on the stove
It's
with
really
oil
yummy.
and salt and butter, like real popcorn. Like we don't even buy microwave popcorn. I will make like a big thing of popcorn, top it with butter and salt, and then I will just sit on this couch and watch TV and eat that. Oh my God, I love that. That's like my ultimate night in. Yeah. Who needs to go out when you have a tub of hot popcorn? And the best
Honestly-
popcorn, I'm just going to plug it right now. I hate to say it, but you buy it on Amazon. I'm sure you can get it other places. They maybe have a website. I don't know, but it's called Amish popcorn.
oh, it's Amish?
I don't know if these people are actually Amish, but that's the name of their brand is Amish popcorn, and I think it's out of Indiana. It's the best popcorn, and I buy like a big bag of it, and it lasts me all year.
Delish.
Okay, should we talk about what we're supposed to
Yes.
talk? All right,
So,
today.
we're talking about Hard Truths, Entertainment Industry Edition.
Oh,
'Cause that's what
controversy.
we do. We're in show business.
We're in the show business. Yeah.
There's
jazz
been that
hands.
trend recently that's going viral online where it's like, it's an honor and a joy to be in show business. I'm trying to remember what that song is from.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
But yeah, I'm like, oh, I need to do that. And like all the theater people are like posting it. It's like on TikTok with the photos. I'm like, oh, I need to do this.
It's an honor and a joy, and
I think that's what it says, an honor and a joy. Yeah.
to be broke.
It's an honor and a joy.
Nobody's working. Okay, no, some people are working, but
It's an
a lot of
honor
people are
and
not.
a joy to be unemployed and not knowing when your next job is gonna be.
And it's a fun kind of stressful struggle.
Yeah. Those are all things that you have to embrace about.
Yeah,
your job, though.
you definitely do. I mean, we can just start right there. The hard truths
Yeah, hard truths.
of being in this business. It's like constant unknown, and you do just have to accept that as part of it. Because even like a few years back, Kevin Bacon, and he's married to Kira Sedgwick, so there's two really talented, longtime successful actors married to one another, and he was saying like you never stop worrying if your job that you're doing is going to be your last job. You're always like, oh my God, once this job ends, then what? I'm like, okay, well, if they're worried about it, then like what?
If Kevin Bacon's
Kevin
worried,
Bacon and Sarah Kedgwick.
Kira
Sedgwick. I just called her Sarah Kedgwick. What? Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. I mean, I think unless you like become iconic, but I think even people who are iconically like famous, I think you get into this psychological trap of like, oh my God, am I going to remain relevant? Am I going to work again?
Yeah. I mean,
it never ends.
Thinking about being relevant is one of those things that always stresses me out. And not because I feel like, oh my gosh, like, I've fallen off the face of the earth and, like, nobody gives a shit. And I mean, that's okay if nobody gives a shit or if people think that I fell off the face of the earth. But it's like, oh, am I going to be able to either have a career off of social media, off of acting or singing? Like, it's like, you know what I mean? It's
well, you know what, honey?
What?
I give a shit about you.
Aw, thanks. And, yeah. I know somebody...
So there's one person.
Oh, wait, yeah, you go. Mine was short, though. I was going to say somebody in my comment sections, I just posted a Get Ready With Me video, because why not? Why not add a little bit of whimsy and joy into the world and post my outfit and my makeup? And then somebody in the comment section was like, you're not famous anymore. And I'm like, whoa! Okay, considering I don't know you and you're commenting that I'm not famous shows that I'm literally on your algorithm.
Actually, yeah.
Because I'm well known for something or something that you like. So, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you're not famous anymore. I'm like, is that an insult? Like, oh, I can walk out in public and not be swarmed by paparazzi and do certain things. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what a horrible thing. I don't know. Fame is not why you make art.
Well, and like, who are these?
Blocked.
Like people who
blocked. Anybody who comments hate stuff at this point, I just block them because
I do too.
Bye.
Yeah,
I just don't care anymore. I just
people
think
are
it was
so
rude.
rude.
And I'm like, no, literally, both of
We're
us
like,
people are
rude. People are rude though. It's like, what do you have to gain by making a comment like that about somebody? Who cares? If you're not a fan, move on. You're here watching, obviously. So like, why then make a negative comment?
People enjoy the drama. You know, I was just watching. Do you know who Wizard Liz is?
Nice. Wizard Liz?
The Wizard Liz. I know.
The Wizard of Oz.
She's this woman. Her name is Liz, obviously, Wizard Liz, and she talks about like self-help and mental help and like self-betterment videos. But she's like, I don't know. Y'all online probably know who the Wizard Liz is. She's really popular. Okay. And she was just talking about how on social media, she's like, I got a bunch of hate for this and for this, but it made my views stronger and it also made her more sponsors come to her, like when she was going through controversy, because, like, you know what I mean? It just draws more attention to the person. It gives that person more press. Your hating actually does a decent amount of good a majority of the time to the person you're hating on. So the best way to hate, if you really hated them, was to not look at their content at all and not comment on it because you wouldn't be boosting them on the algorithm.
Yeah. I mean, if you really don't care, then like turn it off. Turn off your social media. Like, I mean, people are so full of it when they say that they're like, I don't even like you. Blah, blah. Okay, I had this recent hater on my Instagram. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's no secret if you follow my social media at all. Like, I'm very left-leaning. Politically, and I'm also left-handed. So anyway, Southpaw all the way, yeah. But I've been posting a lot about what's going on with the current administration and the Epstein files and things that I think are really important for us to keep following, that we not look away from, because it's all connected, folks. And anyway, before we get super political, so I had posted something about the Epstein files and about like how many times a certain president that we know rhymes with rump is mentioned. And this lady who like, she follows me. I don't know who she is. Her account is private, of course. She has like 100 followers or something.
Their accounts are always private.
They're always private because they're cowards. But like, she
why
literally
are you
like
on a private account and hating on people making content when you have none.
I know, it's like, who cares? But so she DMs me and she goes, yeah. So I just had posted a story about like the number of mentions of Trump in the Epstein files, and she just DMs me and goes, "I doubt it."
What? What do you mean?
I'm like, "Oh, so the DOJ is actually just making up that
I was
it
gonna
is
say,
actually like it's there. It's
what do you
there.
mean
Like
you
go
doubt
online
it
and look,
when
it's there.
Literally real?
Like I'm just like as if I made up that statistic. Like I read all of the
next
Epstein
time
files
somebody
and
tells
counted.
me
I'm like
something
one,
that I don't like,
two.
I'm gonna be like, I doubt it. Like,
I doubt
no,
it.
you didn't book that job. I doubt it. Like,
Oh, this was the other one that I love was that same person. She just lives to go like just troll people and then like send
Love
them
that.
crabby DMs. After the Super Bowl, I posted a story of it was one that went kind of viral of Bad Bunny, and it was a picture of him as a little kid and says
Oh.
he doesn't know that he's about to change the history of like the Super Bowl or whatever, right?
yeah.
And then she comments, she sends me a DM that says, by having the worst halftime show ever in the history of the Super Bowl. And I'm like,
Well, I'm sure
you know
the
what? You're
halftime show
welcome.
that she was watching was way fucking worse.
I know.
So.
And she's welcome to feel like it was the worst halftime show. But why are you messaging
Yeah.
me about it?
The thing is, I know that. No, the thing is, one, why is she messaging you about it? And two, is she's not, like, she's only hating on the performance because of her political views. She doesn't care about the actual art and work and preparation that it took to make that Super Bowl show. She's not commenting on the art. She's making a political statement. You know what I mean? It's stupid.
Whatever. I mean,
But yeah.
are crazy.
So, hard truths.
Hard truths.
Yeah, you never know when your next job is gonna be.
That's for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, here's the reality. For those of you who are not aware, I'm also an actor. I've been an actor for 28 years now. Like around this time of the year, I started. I think I had like my first on-camera job. I started back in Minneapolis many moons ago. But so I've been doing this for a long time. I've been a member of the SAG-AFTRA union for many, many years. And it's just been bad. Like last year, the very beginning of last year, my theatrical agent closed. Like they just decided to quit. So, and theatrical, just so you know, because some people think that's theater, it's not. It's your on-screen agent for TV and film is called your theatrical agent. And then you have another agent who handles commercial. And then some people also have a hosting agent and a touring agent and a model, print, and whatever. But the standard, most actors, like what you kind of want to have as bare minimum is a commercial agent and a theatrical agent. So I still have my commercial agent and they've been great and I've been with them for years. But my theatrical agency just closed last year. She was like, "This is hard. We can't do it anymore.
Really?
Bye."
That's
Yeah.
basically, like what they said in the kind
Yeah,
of
I think they had been struggling for a while because it's just slow
Mm.
here and they're not like a big agency. So those smaller boutique agencies have a really hard time staying afloat during slow times like this. And I think she just couldn't
especially
hack
for
it
TV and
anymore.
film, I could understand that.
Yeah, so they like, put their shingle away and close their doors. So I have had no theatrical agent for over a year now. If anybody would like to represent me, let me know. So I haven't had any TV and film auditions for over a year now. And commercially, I've had like a couple auditions a month maybe, which you should be having that at least in a week. And I've booked one job in about a year and a half, I think. So that's how it's going for me. And
Yeah.
Aubrey, you wanna give your track record for 2025? And
Yeah, I can tell you about my experience. And the thing is, I think people don't understand. Well, I did Modern Family for 8 years, obviously, and that's when I was on that show, I switched to a bigger agency, and I was auditioning a bit when I was younger then, completely took a break when I was about 12 to 14-ish, and then after that, I started to kind of get into it again. Being a teenager and acting is kind of a weird time, like that in between, because usually high schoolers are actually played by adults, and I'm like 14, 15, and so you also have to hire a studio teacher, which just makes it less affordable for them on set.
Yeah. Well, and here's what I think a lot of people don't realize is that so California has the strictest child labor laws in the country, which is great. It really does help to protect kids in this industry from being overworked and ripped off and stuff like that. But the laws are that you have to be 18 to work as a legal adult in the state of California. And for SAG-AFTRA, our acting union, when you're on screen, that means that there are specific hours that you are allowed to work depending on what age you are. And
Yeah.
until you are a legal adult in this industry, you can't work a full shooting day. You have a limited amount of hours that you can work because you also have to do 3 hours of school in that day. So when it comes to teenagers, and then also when you're like 15 and a half or a certain point in high school, you can take the high school equivalency exam. And once you've passed that, it basically gives you a high school diploma in the state of California.
You can work.
You can be hired
18
as
hours.
a legal adult.
Yeah.
So until you pass that test, or which it's not easy to do. The test itself isn't super hard, but it's like a lot of like you got to sign up and you got to be online and you got to have it proctored and you have to and kids also have to take like a sexual harassment video course. You have to it's labor laws in the state of California.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that you have to do. And so until you can work as a legal adult, as a teenager, so actually turn 18 or pass that test, if you are like 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and haven't
It can be harder
met that,
to get work.
you're competing with kids your age or who look your age who are being hired as legal adults, who pass the test or are 18. And when you watch shows that are set in high schools, most
That's
of
why
those
you see like 25-year-olds.
yeah, like
you know?
Euphoria and stuff like that, where people are supposed to be high school
Also that
students.
because it's like rated R, like a lot of those, like Euphoria.
Right. But most of those actors are, like if they're portraying 16-year-olds or 17-year-olds, they're probably in their early 20s. Because they can work longer hours, they can do explicit content, that sort of thing.
And they have more experience usually too. Like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah. So
there are
if
a lot
you're
of benefits to a studio, like why not use illegal adults rather than child? And me, I've always looked kind of, well, now I'm like catching up. Like, but I always kind of looked older for my age. And so when I was 13, 14, 15, it was harder for me to book jobs because when you're like 15 or 14, you're supposed to be maybe looking like you're, like to book jobs like you're 11 or like.
Well, yeah,
things like
that
that.
same thing, the age thing, it plays down because in this industry, when you're a kid, it behooves you to be small. Like if you're small for your age, you're gonna work more because there are I don't know them off the top of my head, but there are hours that are bracketed for age. There's literally like hours that you're allowed to work, the amount of hours for babies and infants, for elementary school age kids, for like tween age kids. It's broken down by age.
I actually never knew this until she was saying it right now.
Yeah, then the older you are, the more hours you're allowed to work. Like let's say it's like from the ages of 11 to 13, you're allowed to work an 8-hour day, and then 13 to 17, you're allowed to work a 10-hour day, and then like 18 and above, you work an adult hour day, which means you can work like 12 hours in a day or something like that. Don't quote me on this. I'm just giving an example. So if you're like at that cutoff age, like let's say the cutoff was like 15 and you're like 14 about to turn 15, there's always going to be a kid in the next bracket up who can look your age, who can work like 3 more hours than you can.
Yeah.
They're more hireable because on a production, a big TV or film production, literally time is money. The more they can get out of you as a performer, the better it is for them financially.
For sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of like hard truths and stuff, when it comes to that kind of thing and looking young for your age, I actually knew somebody in the entertainment industry whose parents put them on hormone blockers, and so they looked like a kid and they were in high school. And yeah, they like really struggled. Like she was really, really tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was hard for her to get off of that, and it was totally her mom's fault.
Yikes.
And parents are like that with it. That's another hard truth, especially for children wanting to get into this industry and stuff like that. Like, there is a lot of abuse a lot of the times. I'm really lucky there wasn't for me, but
I'm such a nice mom.
best mom ever.
Aw.
But yeah, things like that. So
There-
there
yeah.
will always be somebody who looks tinier than you, or like. And the thing is, another thing about the industry, you can't take that stuff personally because they're just looking for something different. And I mean, with all arts, it's just so freaking subjective to be like, oh, did I do a good job or did I do a bad job? Or maybe you did a freaking great job and they're not even going to take you to callback because, like, look-wise or race-wise, that's just not what they're looking for.
Yeah. Especially for young people, for kids. If you're auditioning to be kids, I think that plays even more than with adults because a lot of the time what people don't realize is they are trying to match you to parents who are probably bigger
Yes.
adult stars, right?
Even at my age too, when you're playing
yeah.
like a high schooler now or a college student, like
There's still like a family
exactly.
unit, or a lot of times kids, young people are playing the kid flashback version of the adult star. So they want someone who like, we need someone who looks just like Charlize Theron at age 12 or whatever, right? Like, so they're literally looking for like hair color, eye color, body type, voice type, like all depending on how old the kid is and stuff. So, or there may be like a progression of age, like they show the person at like a toddler, they show the person as a teenager, they show the person as a young adult and then an adult. And they're trying to match people or match to a family. Like, oh, the mom and dad are going to look like this, so we need the kid to look like this. And then like at some point, maybe they like the person they cast, let's say they cast this actor as the dad, and then that person decided to drop out of the project. So now they're back to square one. Maybe they hire somebody else who physically looks totally different. Like we went from a blonde dad to a dark haired dad, or like a white dad to a Asian dad.
This is reminding me of is, have any of you guys watched The Studio on?
Oh my God, totally.
Apple?
It's so real.
I know, and they were talking about casting for a film about the Kool-Aid Man. And they're like, we've got Sandra Oh on the board. We've got we got Ice Cube playing the Kool-Aid Man. And then they were like, wait, like racially, are we allowed to do that? And so they like go through this whole thing of like casting and all the races and things like that. And it's like, this is so
it's
realistic.
So spot on
it's
though.
Like,
that's exactly what happens.
It is.
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, that's one of the things that actors are up against. And that's the thing, like you said, you can't take things personally.
You can't take things personally, and you can't let it just like beat you down or be hard on yourself about it. And I'm saying that, and it's so much easier said than done because I am. You know what I mean?
Let's share that story. We won't say like what the project or who the person was.
Yeah.
But Aubrey had a feature film audition like a year and a half ago or something, for a movie that's actually has been out now for a while.
Oh.
And I thought, it was in person, which a lot of stuff is, self-taped now, but it was in person. So I drove her there and waited for her. And when she came out, she was just kind of like, oh, I don't think they liked me. I don't feel like I did a very good job. They didn't seem very impressed with me.
Kind of neutral about it because sometimes, and I don't know, people really don't go into in-person auditions for the first audition round, but I did for this.
Yeah.
So I just hadn't been to an in-person audition in years. Like it might have even been 2 years, 3 years.
Because when she came out of Modern Family, it was COVID. So there were no in-person auditions for like a couple years.
When self-tapes boomed. And so
yeah.
I went out and like they didn't ask too many questions. They didn't give me any notes on how to do it. And
did they redirect you at all? Like, oh, can you try this? Or
maybe they did like once, but just really not too much talking. But everybody seemed friendly enough. And
also on the way out, we saw
wait, I'm gonna say it because I've actually my friend Cassie Books, who you guys probably know, she like made this thing where it's like POV, like you go into an audition room and you see McKenna Grace. And she said that like as a joke on her TikTok, and I commented on it and I was like, Cassie, that's actually happened to me. Like
we were leaving and we saw her outside.
No.
And I was like,
before I did the audition.
Oh yeah, on the way.
So I'm like, oh great.
Oh, forget it.
Forget it.
Why am I even bothering?
McKenna Grace, if you're watching this, like you're actually very talented and you deserve all the success that's coming to you. Like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. But I digress. We both were auditioning for this, and I'm like literally walking into the building, and I look to my right, and who's getting picked up outside? McKenna Grace, and I'm like,
oh,
God. And then, fun thing, we both didn't book it. So there's that.
Yeah. So, but cut to months and months and months and months later, we were at an event, and we ended up standing in the press line next to the director of this film. The film had just released, I think, or was just about to.
It was just about to release. It hadn't released yet.
And I was like, Aubrey, that's the director of, such and such a movie.
And then she came up to me and she's like, oh my gosh. And at first I didn't recognize her. And then
Aubrey, you introduced yourself. You're like, I'm Aubrey. She's like, I know who you are.
I know, because she was like, I love your music. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And we're talking. And then she was like, you were really great in the audition room. We just wanted somebody who was kind of a different age or a different look. And I was like, thanks. Like, you know what I mean? It made me feel good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because she shared
'Cause
with
I
this
thought-
director. She said, I left feeling I didn't do a very good job. She's like, no, we really liked you. We thought you did a great job.
Which, yeah, that made me feel good.
So that's the thing. You just don't know. Even if they feel like they're like being a little cold or whatever, like, you know, casting people and everything, they get tired too. It's like person after person after person. And so like you can't, you know, you can kind of read the room, but not always. You just don't know what's going on behind
It's
the
so
scenes.
true.
So you just, bottom line, moral of the story, as we said at the beginning, is just you can't take things personally. I've been telling Aubrey this for years, and I've been telling myself this for years. I still have to remind myself if I ever have an audition again, is your job as an actor is to go in and do your best job in that moment at that given time. Mm-hmm. And to walk out of there feeling like I did the best job that I could do at that given time. That's all, because that's all you can do. So do your work, do your prep, be as prepared as you can, go in and do your best. And even like right before you walk in, something might happen. Like maybe you crapped your pants in the parking lot and you're like not going to do the best as if you hadn't crapped your pants, right? But in that moment, whatever your best is the best you can do at that time. So just do your best for that moment in time and then walk out of there feeling like confident that you delivered what was your best. And that's all you can do. And then I just walk away and forget about it because it's completely out of your hands at that point. Mm-hmm. And I also try to always just, I was going to say something specific. I've been telling Aubrey this for years too. Acting is one of those weird jobs. Theater's a little different, but screen acting, one of those weird jobs where the majority of the time you are not doing your job. Like you are not acting most of the time. Yeah. And so anytime you get an opportunity to act, you got to take it and like enjoy it for what it is. So when I go into an audition room, I try to put on a little show. Like I'm doing a little play. I thought like, this is my opportunity to get to act for somebody today.
Yeah.
Most days you do not get to act for anybody, like the majority of days of your life. So I just go in and try to put on like the best performance possible as if I'm putting on my own show.
You don't have to audition, you get to audition. You know? Like, if you come at it with a state of gratitude, the whole audition is just going to be so much better. And a lot of people have been like, well, she wasn't in anything else after Modern Family because she was a bad actor. And that is one of those things where I'm like, about on the internet. Because the thing is, one piece of work that you've done does not define who you are as a person. As an artist and as an actor, you're constantly evolving and changing. And I think some of the best acting I've ever done has been off the set of Modern Family. And sure, you might not see it because it's not an ABC sitcom that millions of people are watching. It's the little things that you do, like preparing monologues, being in a class and learning with others and just having maybe a group of students watch. Things like that feel the most fulfilling to me. And I think it's important to stay true to who you are, because if you don't and you got to find a community and what you love to do outside of your auditions and passion projects, because those are the things that will really matter and fulfill you. You're not at the mercy of somebody else during... Sorry.
No, Ruby is
sorry,
just...
my dog.
No, Ruby is just like...
whole monologue over here, and the dog is just like...
Ruby's like, let me stand right here in front of this. No, that's 100% true, though. I'm just going to talk over Ruby, and you can enjoy her back.
But yeah.
No, that's so true, though. I mean, like, it's... A lot of what we do as actors is not on screen. It's not going to be seen by the general public. Like we're going to classes, we're doing local theater, we're doing tons and tons of self-tapes. And I will say, as the person who is Aubrey's reader for her self-tapes, like 99% of the time, she's handing in stellar auditions. Oh boy, she's going to bark at something. She's handing in really stellar auditions. And so, I mean...
I do.
She's like, yeah.
No, I'm saying like I do try my best. Like,
yeah. She's not just phoning it in because she thinks like, I was on a show. If they don't want me, they don't care. It's not that at all. She's working very hard.
No.
And that's what you do in this business. You just try and you do your best and you do your best. And at some point, don't jump up there, please. Like if you're lucky, you're going to book something. But it really is just like serendipity. Things have to like fall. A million different moving pieces have to fall into place.
Right into place. It's
and, there's talent. And then there's just everything beyond that, which is really out of your control for the most part. So, yeah, it's a crazy business. And that's why when people say, oh, you have to have a thick skin to be in this business, it's
true.
because it is mostly out of your control, and you can't just sit around and like cry into your coffee all day about it.
Yeah. And I mean,
get you
I definitely
anywhere.
had to learn that. And that's why I stopped for so long. Because I was like, I haven't booked anything. I don't know what I'm going to do. Especially when this is when I was still in Modern Family. I had a manager for a little bit. They ended up just dropping me after not booking 3 auditions.
Mean.
First of all, crazy. I'm pretty sure statistically somebody like said on the internet, and I talked about this in the last episode, I think it takes about like 73 or like 63 auditions before you usually book something. Like, think about that. And they dropped me after 3 auditions. And keep in mind, when I was younger, during Modern Family, I didn't have really any like acting coach that I really resonated with, or all my years on Modern, I didn't really have an acting coach. And they're probably like, we can tell. And with like, whatever, fine. So yeah. That was rough. And I think when I was younger, I just didn't really, like Disney and Nickelodeon and things like that, at least when I was younger, I think didn't really resonate with me because I'm not a very cutesy person, like in the terms of like when I was younger. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've always had this voice. I've always been this height basically since I was like 12.
She was born
11, like
5'4".
Came out of her somehow. And
that's why I had a 4th degree tear. Ooh, that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, real.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was tough for me. And so
that was
a
hard time.
And even now, like, I still cry about auditions. In fact, recently, one of the things, like I was saying, projects that mattered to me that other people don't see as much. I played Dorothy in this version of the Wizard and I can speak. This version of the Wizard of Oz recently, and it was super fulfilling and wonderful. But when I walked into that audition, I had auditioned to them a year prior, and I thought it went super well. I didn't book it, and it made me super upset. And so I went into this audition. I really truly believe that like I did the best I could, and they gave me a lot of direction and stuff. But I walked out, and my mom will attest to this because she was there with me. I got in the car and I was just like crying, like hysterically sobbing. Because I was like, if I don't get this, like, and I really worked hard and blah, and I just was like, oh, I'm not gonna get it. And they called me like 3 hours later and I booked it. You know? It's truly, you never know.
You never know. You never know. You never know where your next job is gonna come from. Because, I mean, having been in LA since 2001, it's a long time. Not as much now because things are a little different now, but there were several times where I got a great audition from somebody who saw me in a live performance like 2 years ago or something. Yeah, like saw me doing stand-up comedy a year and a half ago at the Ice House in Pasadena, and then called me in for a movie audition. And I was like, whoa, wow. Like you never know where the next gig is going to come from. So, I mean, in LA, it is like a weirdly small town. And a lot of it is just, like we were talking about, like being relevant, like staying relevant. But a lot of that is just, you know, being remembered by people. People see you, and people who work in casting, that's a big part of their job is remembering people. Like, oh, that person we saw in that play in New York last year, he'd be perfect for this. Or that person we saw doing that little guest star on that one TV show that we love, they'd be great in this role. So that's a lot of what they get paid to do is to remember people and then call in people that will be great fits. So you never know. I mean, you just keep plugging away at it and keep putting yourself out there. I think that's such a big part of it.
I feel like sometimes I'm on like a theater and self-tape side of TikTok, and I see people post like little short clips of all their different costumes and self-tapes that they've done. And it's like, you might have never seen this person's face in your life, but look at how hard they're working. Like, they are committed to their dream, and they keep on going, and they might not have booked a single thing. I watched this one guy. I wish I had these people's ads, but I watched this one guy, and he was giving an overview on his computer, like a Google slide, on how many auditions he had gotten this year, how many callbacks he had gotten, and how many jobs he had booked. And I think he maybe went on a total of 200 auditions. He
wow.
got maybe like 5 callbacks and booked nothing.
Oh, dang.
That really, like,
That guy needs a new...
truly, that's how it is sometimes, though. Especially
Like, that
if
guy
you
needs
don't
a
have
new
any,
career. No,
that's,
that's kind of bad stats. That's pretty bad.
things like that, though, it's true. Like, so, like, you just gotta keep trucking away at it. One job will change your life. Like, you know what I mean?
It only takes one yes.
Look at Owen
right?
Cooper right now. He was literally taking acting classes in the UK, living a normal life, and now he is
winning
Emmy.
awards. Yeah.
He is like one of the youngest. Well, was Jacob Tremblay?
I think he's the youngest winner now.
Yeah, and now he is an award-winning actor, and he probably, like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. It's there are many stages to a career, especially if you start as a young person, and some stages are going to be a lot harder than others. I think, like, for me, like, as you get older, it'll be interesting to see how it's different, but you know, like, for a long time, Hollywood was like, oh, older women, like, once you get past like your late 30s, you're just done for because you're not pretty and you're not sexy anymore. And like, it was like that for a long time. And you know what really kind of changed it for women, like, I'll say it's older women, but like middle-aged women, is the show Desperate Housewives.
oh,
That show was on like right before you were born, or like at the time, around the time you were a baby, I think, like early 2000s, like 2005-ish or something like that. And that show was a huge hit, and it starred a handful of middle-aged women who were like in their 40s, I want to say, at the time. And it changed everything for women in this, not everything, but it made a big difference for women in TV especially. And now I think it's like, it's common to see, look at how many women, older women, are leading
yeah,
hit shows. Like, look at like Hacks and Hacks.
and Hacks.
No, but like, I mean, there have been so many shows. I just, off the top of my head, I'm not thinking of great examples, but there are like a ton. There are a ton of shows that have been starring like middle-aged or older women. And like, so, but when I first came to LA, that wasn't quite the case yet. And I was in my late 20s. And so I was still booking stuff for like college age, or like, you know, like the 20 somethings or whatever. And then like I hit my late 30s and it just dried up. There was like nothing.
Really?
It was like you being middle school age. It was just like, oh, okay, I guess I don't ever get an audition again, because I wasn't old enough looking to be the mom yet. And I wasn't young enough looking to be like the cute 20-something anymore. I was like in this dead woman land. And yeah, it really threw me for a loop. I was like, oh, I guess I'm just nobody now. So that's when I did a lot of stand-up, and then I had you. So, and then it was just like,
And here we are now.
I'm gonna make my baby a star. No, I was kidding.
No, it was not like
It was
that.
not. It was not like that. But now I'm entering this new era where it's like, I'm like, you know what I'm really gonna work is when I'm old. Like when I'm like slipping further and
I
further.
know, she's gonna be that cute Korean grandma.
Like, I feel like, yeah, for women, it's just like you have like this like young and pretty or sexy and like young and vibrant looking stage. Then you have like the mom to auntie looking stage. And then you're kind of dead again. And then you become grandma. We need an older lady. And I'm starting to book those older. Oh, Aubrey and I, we should plug our film.
Oh, yes.
We have a feature
were
film
in
coming out soon.
Yeah, we were in a feature film. I only have a little part in it, but it was super
Two
fun
scenes?
to shoot. 2 scenes, yeah.
But they're great scenes,
yeah.
though. Her character is so great. But we're both in this feature film. We'll just plug it. It's an indie, so we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully at the festivals, like, keep your eye out for it. The film is almost completed at this point with their post-production, but it's called How to Disappear. Wait, it has a really long name. How to Disappear Completely and Never Be Found, or How to Disappear and Never Be Found, I think is what it's called.
We'll put it here.
Yeah, we just always keep calling it How to Disappear, or we'll be like, you know, the movie.
I also
But directed.
just did a short film recently too.
Oh
which
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited for that to come out.
Yeah.
I still love being on the screen, and when I can, I do. You know. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're working on stuff. We're all just kind of doing like what we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll give you information for the film when it comes out. I mean, I don't know when it will be able to be viewed soon, because I'm sure they're probably going to enter it into festivals, and then they'll see if they can get distribution for it. But yeah, I totally look like old and haggard in that movie. They like put like
They put so much makeup
they
on
wanted
me.
me to look older and tired, and I look older and tired in this movie. They did a good job.
But yeah, so
I'm excited for that. Yeah, and your short film that also hopefully will make the rounds at the festivals, and
it was so fun to work on.
I think that's gonna look really good.
I was also gonna say, you know, like those vertical shorts or like vertical
Yes.
movies. One of like I see a lot of like a lot of my boyfriend's friends, like a lot of dancers, and also like some of my actor friends who are really good too. Like Caroline, who was Penny in my cast of Hairspray. She does vertical reels now.
Really, I've seen some
And
comedian friends of mine on them.
The thing is, I think people shit on it a lot and are like, oh, like, you know what I mean? But that is an opportunity for people where they get to act and be on a screen.
And get paid
Hey,
for it.
Yeah, literally. And so all respect to my real shorts actors, whatever the sketchy plot line is for the...
No, I do them except for they're, I think, almost all non-union. So I don't think we can do them.
Actually, you're right. I was going to say, I low-key kind of... I've thought about it. I'm like, I kind of want to do this. And then I was like, the amount of backlash I'm going to get online for this.
Oh, God.
And I
People
know
would go
you shouldn't-
bananas.
And I know you shouldn't care about what other people think. That is one of those things where it's going to be like, yeah, I feel like people...
That would not go well.
It would not go well at all for me, even though I think I'd have a blast doing them. But yeah.
I don't even know, like, I don't know. We should start our own and then just, like,
Start our own.
have it be... What would our vertical shorts be about?
I don't know. I watched, like, really, like, crazy plot ones. Like, it's almost giving, like, Doorman, but not...
Oh, my God. I forgot about that guy.
So the thing is... Yeah, no. It's giving, like, Doorman, but, like, R-rated.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, there's different apps you can buy. You can just scroll and watch the whole thing.
I mean, it's a hard business. But, like, okay, so... I get often asked advice. We're like, oh, if I want to I want to move to LA and be an actor. I want to like get my kid into acting. I mean, number one advice I would give people right now is don't come to LA. There's no work here. I mean, honestly, it used to be that you had to be in LA. That was the only way you were going to have a career if you wanted to
But
do
now
screen
everything is
acting.
self-tape.
Everything, all the auditions are self-tape. So when we are submitting a self-tape here in LA, we're going up against people from all over the country who are also submitting self-tapes from New York,
Especially
from
when it's
Atlanta.
like open call. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
You don't necessarily have to be in LA anymore. For commercial work, yeah, they want you here because it's like a lot of that stuff books really fast and you have to be ready. But a lot of work is being done outside of LA now. It's
more
being
affordable
done
that way.
in Canada. Feature films are being shot overseas, especially in like Eastern Europe and all kinds of
Oh yeah, I had
different
like
countries.
2 friends who both shot movies in Bulgaria.
Yeah,
recently.
Bulgaria, like all over Eastern Europe. And then a lot of TV stuff is being shot in Canada, New Jersey, New Mexico, Atlanta, Georgia, all kinds of places
So you can start,
other than here.
even if you're not like a SAG member, you can start auditioning for stuff right now in your house and looking backstage.
You can.
Especially
You just
if
gotta
you're
look for non-union stuff.
Like you can find stuff, especially if you're on backstage. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff is non-union.
Yeah.
You'll
there's-
find
there's
a lot of
stuff.
student films as well, which are usually like really fun to be a part of.
And there's tons like almost like commercials have gone really non-union too.
Yeah.
And non-union work is not great money, but it's a good way to get a reel.
Yes.
Because when you're first starting in this business, you want to have a reel. And the only way to put a reel together is to like make a cheesy one from scratch, which they can tell that you made it on your own. Or just what most people do is you just book some non-union gigs and get a reel. Even if you just have like 2 or 3 decent clips to put together, you have something to show people. And then hopefully at some point you can audition for, most people get their union card, their SAG-AFTRA card by doing background work or doing commercial. If you can get hired on a union set, even just to do background, you do a certain, I can't remember how many, if it's 2 or 3 jobs you can do non-union, but do a union shoot. And then after that, I think it's 3 times, then you are called what's a must join. And at that point, you join the union, you pay the dues, which is a lot of money. And then you're a member of the union, then you can audition for union projects. But
Long ass process. But
it's a process. But then once you're a member of the union, you're a member of the union.
Yeah.
And then when you start to make no money in the union, like so many people are, then you can go what's called FICOR, which is financial core, and like you can kind of like put your membership on hold because you're not making any money, and that allows you to audition for non-union stuff again. But there are disadvantages to doing that, and the union discourages it unless you're really in a financial situation. Look at that beautiful dog.
Oh,
Isn't she a
Ruby.
supermodel? She's such a supermodel.
We love Ruby.
You're a supermodel. Oh, girl.
But yeah, there are many. I feel like we could make so many parts to this series.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. But if you do want to be in this business, if you are a kid, you've got to have an adult on board to help you. You really can't do it alone. I mean,
Yeah, like even
unless you are 16 and can drive, then you
16 can drive.
Because
and
when you're 16, you can be on a union
graduated
set
early.
without an adult.
'Cause I graduated early, yeah.
Well, no, I mean it's because if under 16, you have to have an adult on set with you. It's the law. So if you are 16 and you can drive yourself or get yourself, like Lyft or whatever to auditions and to shoots, then you can do it on your own. But up until then, and even at that age, still, it's a lot to navigate on your own
Even
without
if
an
you're
adult.
young and acting or theater or whatever is your dream, and you are below the age of 16, just think you have so much time to practice for when you are ready.
Yeah.
Like,
It's hard. Like a lot of people, they want to try, but they don't have a supportive parent or adult in their life that will drive them to the stuff, help them learn their lines, help them make their recordings and stuff like that. And it's hard. But just remember, if you are young, like you've got your whole life ahead of you. And once you are older, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. And also, for learning how to act and becoming a better actor, there are so many accounts online that help teach certain techniques and things like that. There are a million things you could study. And if you don't have anybody to practice with you, you can find great monologues online that you can do yourself or print up and have beats and do things like that. You know what I mean? There's so many things you can do.
There are lots of things you can do. Lots of things you can do. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Lots of things you can do. Cha-cha-cha.
But yeah, so
I mean, yeah, I feel like we could talk about this forever, but there's just some little nuggets for you of the industry and some of the not so great parts. But overall, like if it's the kind of thing where you feel like it's your calling and you just love it, like it won't matter to you. Like the hard parts, I mean, it sucks, but that's true of anything that you do in life. Yeah. And I remember telling you that a lot too during those years when auditioning was hard for you and stuff. And I would just say, like, everything that you do in life, there are going to be parts of it that you don't like, no matter what it is. Like, I want to be a dancer. I want to be a singer. I want to be an accountant. I want to be a soccer player. All of those things have parts that you're not going to like, but that are part of the job. And there's nothing that you're ever going to do in life, I feel like, where you're like, I 100% love every second of what it takes to do this one thing. I love baking. Well, there's a part of baking that I hate. Like everybody hates washing the dishes I mean, there are just parts I hate it because I love to bake. I hate it when I have to bake something and then you have to wait for it to cool before you can frost it. There are parts that you just don't like that are irritating, right? Or I hate it when you have to make frosting and pipe it through that fucking bag and then you have to clean up that bag. I hate that part, but then it looks really cool after you do it.
So if you make the choice...
That was a really dumb analogy. But there's something that sucks about everything that we love.
If you're deciding to join the entertainment industry, think is this in my heart what I want to do? And if you think about whatever you do, there's not everything simple, and there's gonna be consequences, whether that be financial or if it's time consuming, whatever job you choose. So if you feel like this is your calling, then start.
Yeah. Well, and just on a final note, remember that documentary, that Jonah Hill documentary I had you watch called Stutz? I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. Jonah Hill made a documentary about his psychotherapist or psychiatrist. I can't remember. I think he's a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
But he states in that he's there are 3 truths that are true for everybody worldwide, no matter what they do, no matter who they are. universal truths. And the sooner that you recognize that and accept that as part of life, the easier and happier your life will be. And that is hard work, uncertainty, and pain. We had a technical difficulty.
We're gonna do every episode now. If you haven't noticed it,
we always we're trying, folks. But yeah. So what we were saying is pain, uncertainty, hard work. Those three truths are part of everything that we do in life. And if we constantly see that as a negative, then we're never going to be happy with what we're doing. So once we accept that that is a part of every process, the sooner you can just get on with it, you know? Yeah. There's so much pain in acting. And uncertainty. There's tons of uncertainty in the entertainment industry. And hard work. There's a lot of hard work.
The uncertainty can cause people a lot of pain. And I feel like it definitely has caused me some pain, but I don't know. I'm just starting to realize that right now I'm taking the steps that I need day by day to become a better actor, to fulfill what I want my purpose to be or what I want to do in life. It's a step-by-step process. If you only think about the big picture or where you want to be or how you want to get big, you're not going to get there. It goes day by day, week by week, through hard work and practice.
Day by day, day by day.
And if you can be happy with your process, then you won't be sad that you're not at your goal yet. And if you were at your goal yet, do you think you could handle it? Like that's
for real. That's a good question, Aubrey.
I think it was my mentor that was telling me that. She was like,
Who's your
think
mentor?
about
What?
You know who like Jericho and like everything.
Oh.
We will
Sorry, yes.
Take that part out.
Okay.
But she was like, imagine like your dream life and scenario and think, could you handle it? Right now, if you wanted to be a famous actor or a famous musician or singer on like a stadium level. Yeah. Like you're touring stadiums, you're built like your face is on a billboard everywhere. Could you handle never being able to go out with your friends again or never being able to go out to a bar and just be treated like a normal person? Could you handle that? Like you will like when it comes to fame, it seems so glamorous, but you sacrifice so much. So you have to mentally prepare for that if you want it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There have even been roles that like Aubrey's wanted in musical theater. She's like, I really want to play this role. And I'm like, look, right you are still only a teenager. That role will be there till the end of time. Like, think how much better you will be at that role if you book it like 4 years from now as opposed to right now. Because at this age in life, you're growing so much every year. You have no idea how great you're going to be when you're older. Yeah, I mean, you're great now, I feel like, but you're just going to get better and better. And so those big roles that are like the dream roles, like I know it sucks, but just wait because like you want to be like at the top of your game and really ready for that, like so that you can be at your best, you know?
I remember I auditioned for a musical recently that's gonna happen over in New York and doing the song over and over again for my self-tape. And honestly, like I never heard back. And the thing is, if I think to myself right now, oh, I could sustain being that role every single night, I'd probably be lying to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where, you know what I mean? Maybe if you didn't get a certain role, maybe it's because you couldn't have handled it or because you're going to be redirected to get a role that's better for you. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. 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 So...
And everybody's path is different. Like
so different.
Just
and what
because
level people are at.
Some people
especially
were
with
ready
singing
for.
At my age, like,
oh yeah, singing is really different. Like some people are just, you know, like somebody might be ready for that at 18, where somebody else might not be ready till they're 25. That doesn't mean that person's better.
There's no shame in it.
Everybody's different.
You know, when
physiologically we're different.
When I feel really sad or like, oh my gosh, like I don't have time with acting, I think about what's his name who was in Indiana Jones and then did
Harrison Ford,
like the Asian.
Oh, Key.
Who then did everything everywhere all at once. What's his name?
Key. Oh my God.
We'll put his name right here.
Give me an Asian break. I cannot remember his name.
Break.
Isn't his name like Key Kwan or Key?
No, I'm now gonna look it up. Hold on.
You know who we're
'Cause-
talking about, though. He was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, and he was the little kid in Indiana Jones. He's like everywhere now. He's on everything.
Ke Huy Quan.
Yeah, I think it's pronounced Ki Kwan.
Ke
Anyway,
Quan. When I watched that video of him when he gets his Oscar, he's what, 40 years old maybe at that point? And before he talks about how he almost gave up.
yeah, because
And
he was
think
just
about how
like,
long he's
okay,
been in this
well, I
industry
guess
for.
I'm
He's been in
done.
this industry for years since
Since he was a little kid.
And he freaking gave up. And if you think about it, like you probably wouldn't have seen him in a movie in his 20s or in his 30s because he didn't book anything, or maybe he wasn't acting at that point anymore.
Well, there were like no roles for Asians
Yeah,
back then,
but
you know?
he freaking didn't give up, and he won a damn Oscar. You know, it can take years.
Years. So we're not saying you're going to win an Oscar because you're probably not. And we're probably not going to win Oscars either because most people don't win Oscars. That's the other thing too. Like we can all think like, oh man, if I don't win an Oscar, I'm not successful. If I don't win an Emmy, I'm not successful. Most people will never win an Oscar or an Emmy. The majority of actors never win an Oscar or an Emmy. Obviously, that doesn't mean that they're not good. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of political BS that goes into those awards. It doesn't mean that those are the best actors.
And the people
Yeah,
that
that's exciting
choose.
and good for them. But if this is an
And
art
just because
form
the
and you
film
have
is
to love the
nominated for
art.
an Oscar doesn't mean it's the best film.
No, because there's some badass, like not badass in a good way, but bad films that get nominated for major awards.
Yeah.
We're not naming which films, and that's of course all subjective as well. But
Super subjective.
doesn't matter.
But you can find small indie films that are just
getting
as
comfy.
good, or films that are not nominated that are just as good.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it. Don't give up on your dreams.
Dreams.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great song, Aubrey.
Amy and Aubrey say, "You go, girl."
You go, girl.
And
All
thank
right.
you for watching this episode.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want us to talk more about this.
Yeah, let us know in any of our comments, or you can DM us on Instagram. You can comment on our YouTube. I hope I look casual enough for you right now.
I know she's like slouched.
Let us know what topics you would like us to cover. If there's anything else you want us to talk about, we are happy to go there. And check out our Instagram and all that stuff, our Facebook. We're all over the place. And our Patreon.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.
We
I'm
appreciate
Aubrey,
you. I'm Amy.
and
You've
were
been watching Let's Discuss.
Bye. You've been listening to Let's Discuss with Aubrey and Amy.
Edited by the amazing Andrew Adame.
And special thanks to Eric Demchik for his technical help.
Let's Discuss was recorded on our couch at home in sunny Los Angeles.
Follow us on Instagram at Aubrey Amy Let's Discuss.
See you next time.